Israel and India celebrated nearly 3 decades of relations last week, and as they marked the milestone, a bomb went off just outside the Israeli embassy in New Delhi. While no one was injured in the attack, officials say it was terror-related. We have Israel's ambassador to India standing by to explain, but first, let's take a look at this report.
An explosion occurred near Israel's embassy in India on Friday. There were no casualties in the incident and no damage was caused to the embassy building. But the timing was interesting. It was the 29th anniversary of India-Israel relations.
कॉल यही थी कि बम ब्लास्ट हुआ है, वहाँ पहुंचिए।
अच्छा, तो कोई नुकसान हुआ है क्या? कोई
नुकसान का हमें नहीं पता। शीशे तीन गाड़ियों के शीशे टूटे हैं, वो हमने नंबर ले रखे हैं।
तो आपके पास ब्लास्ट की कॉल थी?
ब्लास्ट की कॉल।
According to Indian media, a terror organization called Jaish-ul-Hind, believed to be affiliated with Iran, has taken responsibility for Friday's attack. Israel's ambassador to India, Malka, had said earlier that the country had strong assumptions that the blast was a terror attack. Indian police say the explosion was caused by an improvised explosive device, or IED, and the impact from the blast could be felt within a 20 to 25 meter radius. The attack is still under investigation.
कलेक्ट करे हैं, हमने सब आईओ को हैंडओवर कर दिए हैं। एक्सप्लोजन था, अभी क्या एक्सप्लोजन था ये लेबोरेटरी में एग्जामिनेशन के बाद, केमिकल एग्जामिनेशन के बाद ही हम लोग बता पाएंगे।
Meanwhile, India's foreign minister says he assured his Israeli counterpart Gabi Ashkenazi of the fullest protection for the embassy and Israeli diplomats. Chana Rifkin, ILTV.
Like I said before, we're honored now to be joined by Israel's ambassador to India, Malka. He joins us now live from New Delhi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me.
So this attack happened on the 29th anniversary of ties between Israel and India. Now an Iranian group is allegedly claiming responsibility. What is your take on Friday's events?
Well, as mentioned before, yes, it is according to our assumption, a terror attack targeting the Israeli embassy. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. And as far as we are now investigating, we are trying to get, as said before, all the pieces and the information, trying to understand who is standing behind it. It's still too early to determine now who is exactly standing behind this attack. But we are, one of the directions of investigation is whether it is or not a coincidence that this attack occurred exactly when we marked 29 successful years of collaboration and partnership between Israel and India. We want to know if this is one of the reasons that this attack occurred exactly in this day. I can tell you that as delegates, representatives of Israel all over the world, we know that in the eyes of our enemies, we are a target. So we are always prepared with good protection and good security. Lately, following some incidents around the world, some of them related to Israel, some of them are pointing blame at Israel, we raised the level of alert. So we are very well alert, prepared, and we were not very surprised. We knew that something might happen, someone might try to harm us, but as you see, fortunately, nobody is hurt, everyone is safe, and we are taking all the measures that are needed to protect all the Israeli representatives that are here.
So even though we don't know who is behind it exactly, what made you so sure that this was indeed a terror attack and not an accident? What were the indicators here that this was targeting the Israeli embassy?
Well, there's some evidence from the scene. First of all, it's a bomb. It's a blast of a bomb very close to the embassy, just outside the embassy. And some other pieces of information that since it's an ongoing investigation, I will not get into details, but supported the assumption that this is indeed a terror attack targeting the Israeli embassy.
So even though there were no injuries in that explosion, could this possibly be a sign that, more violence is ahead following this attack?
We are prepared to any scenario. So yes, we take very seriously this attack, like we take every other attack and every threat. We don't estimate our enemies. So we are, as I said, full alert, protected, and with the strong collaboration that we have with India, and we know how much effort the Indian authorities put to protect us and to avoid any other incident like this one, we feel quite safe here.
You mentioned the collaboration between India and Israel in investigating this attack. We're also hearing reports in Israel that the Mossad might be involved in the investigation. So how are the Indian and Israeli authorities working together exactly?
Well, it's been a long time that Israel and India are collaborating and working together in many, many sectors and aspects, and of course also counter-terrorism. We have, I'd say, not only mutual values, also we have similar hostilities and threats that we are dealing with. So yes, we are collaborating in information, techniques, experience, and not only about these incidents, but on a casual and regular basis. So our authorities know how to work together, to collaborate, to support, and to bring add value.
All right, Ambassador Ron Malka joining us from New Delhi. Thank you so much, and please stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you.